There you go.
Hello. Hey.
You got 10 seconds for you're on the radio. 3, 2, 1. You guys are live.
All right. Hey, welcome everybody. Good evening. This is your host, Reverend Rick McCain, along with my baby, my girl, my boo, Author Brenda McCain. And LP Production is in the house. What's up, LP?
Sorry, I was making sure the show was running. I'm doing all right.
All right. Baby girl, how you doing?
I'm doing good. We had a sweet Mother's Day. Happy belated Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Yes.
There's some beautiful warriors out there doing their thing and holding it down.
Yeah, love to the mothers. Love to the mothers. You all just is always, you know, as that song says, always love my mama. You can count on mama. Daddy,
Yeah.
all right now. Come on now. Don't be, you know, kicking daddy to the curb all the time. You know. You know, every time you have Mother's Day, you know, the place, you know, restaurants were usually full before COVID, and you know, you have Father's Day, you could find a reservation on that last day. But you
The
know,
day of, huh?
yeah, you know,
You're
give
like,
fathers a little credit. But this is Mama's Day, so we're gonna shout out to her. All the mamas in the world who have been, you know, doing their thing, you know, regardless to what's going on. You brought the person into the world, and we thank you for that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna give some shout outs to that before we go on. You got any prayer requests, shout outs, anything you want to say?
Prayer request still going for Tracy Brown Howard family.
Yeah.
Renee Johnson Coleman family, and then for Reverend Tim and Renee Johnson.
Yeah, for most of y'all know, we talked about it last week. We didn't give out any names about that. But now the news has got it out on probably almost every station, and you look at it on the internet, is out there too. You know, Reverend Tim Johnson and his wife Renee was the one that got abducted and beat up by this man speaking to Tim. He did some horrendous things, and we're praying for them. We've been knowing them for almost 30 years, you know.
Yeah.
So we're praying for them and healing recovery. Got a chance to hear them on the news. You know, of course, you know, they're as Christians, they're taking it as a, they're standing up in good faith. You know, you like to hear that. Hoping that, you know, this helps the community and people surrounding the community to kind of stand up and be everybody's watch guard, you know, to look out for people, you know, care about each other. I mean, it's senseless things that we're having here in Chicago and all around the world. And I think we need to just be in prayer that, you know, we can stop some of this senseless killing and murdering and attacking, which is just getting to be ridiculous. And so we're sending our prayers out to the Johnson family, Tim and Renee Johnson. We love you. And we know that God will provide and take care of you. They got a GoFundMe page out there. I just don't know what that GoFundMe page is yet. Maybe I'm sure LP, see if you can check out there, see if you can find out what that GoFundMe page is for Tim and Renee Johnson, because they never said what the GoFundMe page was. So
I think I have that information.
you may have that.
But he's still.
Hey, you can't move faster than LP. Come on.
I know, so he's still checking on that.
All I had to do is say LP.
I know, and it's like,
you know,
okay,
it's like he's
I'm
almost.
still, what?
You know, and that's why I don't even look for things anymore.
It is the Timothy and Renee Johnson Recovery Fund.
Okay. It's the Timothy and Renee Johnson Recovery Fund. So you'll find it out there, and we'll try to shoot it out on Facebook as
They
well.
have made $155,884 of their $50,000 goal.
They're well loved in the community. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Why does your mic sound a little funny?
It's because you can hear it.
Oh, okay, through that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're hearing it
I'm
bounce
like,
off my
wait a minute,
headphones.
you sound a little funny there, almost like an android or something.
No. You're hearing me double.
Yeah, okay. So we're gonna go on with the show. We got a powerful show. We're gonna be talking about some things, and we got a very sensitive, you know, matters that are coming up. Not as much as sensitive, but sensitive, and you know, really pay attention to. With Christian Real, we're gonna be talking about how to know if you should stay or go after infidelity, and let's talk about it. We're gonna be talking about, are you ready for the new pandemic normal? And then we're also going to be talking about being so busy that you can't be present in your own marriage. So we got some great topics we're going to be talking about. Hey, baby, we give a shout out to Tracy Brown. She may be listening, may not. She's still social distancing. You already heard we're praying for the family of the Brown family at the situation. So without ado, let's get crunking. Let's get on to what we're going to be talking about today. Thank you, everybody from SOAR Radio, for listening. And last thing I want to say is that hopefully you can join us on Facebook. You can go to Facebook and look for Let's Stay Together Talk. You'll see the beautiful Brenda, LP Productions, and I will be out there as well. So, baby, let's get it going.
On Christian Real tonight, we're talking about how to know whether you should stay or go after infidelity.
So I'm going to start this off with something because I was reading the information about this, and they were saying that actually divorce and separations are down. And I'm like, they were saying that divorce filings are down like 17.3%. And it sounds like it's a good thing, but basically they're saying, that this is not necessarily means that pandemic has strengthened relationships and helped starve off divorce. Consideration as to why divorce rates had fallen had to do with, the courts being closed, less income to pay for divorce, the reliance on a spouse for housing and lockdown child care. It's not a good thing that this is happening. So, the pandemic has slowed a lot of things down, and it also has slowed down, people's separation and divorce. But they're basically saying that right now in 2021, there's been an uptick in it. And some of the things they use was kind of shocking to me because they're saying the BBC reports that the figures in Saudi Arabia, Indonesia, and China have shown an official rise in divorce applications, which is a trend that usually follows in the United States, which is kind of strange that we would follow places like Saudi Arabia, Indonesia, and China for a divorce. But the applications in 2021, because the pandemic is kind of going away slowly but surely, they're saying that they're seeing that there are a lot of more people filing for divorces and separations. So we talked about this a little bit and about, why people, if you've been in a relationship with somebody's in infidelity or, is something that you feel that you might want to leave a relationship, which is something we as, married people, me and Brenda, 26 years, going on 27 years, we don't necessarily condone or say we're trying to get someone to do. But realistically, as Christians, we do know that this happens. And it happens to Christians too, babe.
Yeah. And you know what? Because there used to be a point that more Christians was getting divorced, more so than people who don't believe in God. But it's a heavy topic, a delicate topic. And whether, how you would know if you want to stay or leave, it does fall directly on you. And if you put in the work in to stay with that person, or put in the work in to dissolve the marriage. And most people say it's easy. Oh, if he or she cheat on me, I'm out. You could say that, but you never know until you're in that situation.
Yeah, I mean, it can be difficult, especially if you've been in a relationship for a long time, or even a short-term relationship where a person is really, in love with that individual and really wants to be that individual. The pain of being, cheated on or someone to do something to you. And we're talking about infidelity, but you can also say that sometimes when relationships, there can be a mental infidelity that you're basically, making that person feel, bad, or as though they've been cheated on because you're not, supporting them and you're not being there for them, and you're, when they need you the most, you're absent. And that can be very traumatic to someone in a relationship, especially during a time of a pandemic, because right now, a lot of people, that person at home, yeah, you can get tired of them, but you almost get to a point of a dependency on having that person around, and the fear of not having that person there can cause people to stay somewhere that maybe in some cases mentally or physically they should not stay in. So I don't know if you have any information on this that you want to share.
No, I read this article and it was quite interesting. A lot of people, like I said earlier, they figure, well, if she cheat on me, I don't tolerate that. He cheat on me. Like I said, you don't know. And the steps that you have to take. Now, it always, like you just mentioned, if the individual is the cheater and stuff and he want the marriage to work, you really have to put in that work to make her trust you or to make him trust you again. And then, two, for the person who says, yes, I want my marriage and I want it to work, you can't keep bringing up, and you forgave him or her, you cannot keep on bringing up the infidelity as a tool or a weapon to make that person feel bad for staying, because eventually he might just, not saying because once you cheat, you're always a cheater, but once you do that, that person probably like, you know what, it's better for me to leave because nothing I do is right. Everything triggers the past and stuff. So that's why they said you have to do some self-reflection. And if you don't do that, Rick, it's useless to say, I want my marriage to work.
Right. I mean, you one, this is Christian Real, and this is a Christian show, and so you always need to bring God into your relationship. Matthew 6:33 says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all other things will be added unto you." So you've got to bring God into that relationship, because that is going to be the wedge or the helpmate that is going to be able to help you heal. Because now you got the spiritual guidance of God to heal you through the infidelity. But there are some cases that even in a relationship, we have to be kind of, we have to be truthful about the fact that there's sometimes that you don't necessarily have to divorce someone, but separation can be something that is very beneficial for someone in relationships, especially in a time of a pandemic or a situation where you feel like you are drowning in that relationship somehow mentally or physically. And, one of the things that we're talking about, if you're being abused by your spouse, you should seek help right away. Sometimes people are abused mentally and physically, physically,
verbally, emotionally.
Right, mentally and physically. I mean, if you're doing that verbally, emotionally, but physically, if that person is, abusing you, we talk to Jodine Bastardash all the time, one of the persons that we have on the show who has shared her story and as an advocate to helping abused women get through the process of being abused by their husband or their loved one. You need to seek help, seek help to get out of it, because that physical abuse can also lead to a mental, depression to an individual. And you need to help yourself out of that situation if someone is mentally abusing you. I mean, physically abusing you.
Right. And it's interesting. I'm going to go back to when I say the self-reflection. If infidelity has happened in your marriage, before you jump to make a move to step out of the marriage or just say, I'm used to this person doing it, you need to do self-reflection, especially the person who is the cheater. You have to say, why did I cheat on this individual? What draw me to this? Because usually the person who has been cheated upon always blame themselves and say, I should have done this more, could have done this better, and he or she wouldn't have stepped out. And we know cheating is not about the other person, it's about that person who cheated, who stepped out of the marriage.
Final words?
Huh?
Final words?
Yeah, 15 minutes already? My God.
You we'll talk about it after the show.
Okay. Yeah, that is quick, wasn't it? Basically, what happens is that I might have to extend this one already.
Okay.
You gotta give yourself 10 minutes in the schedule to open the show.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. So we got to give ourselves 10 minutes of that. But I will just say this: we're talking about the person how they make the decision. You're not necessarily going to get the individual who is cheating to admit things sometimes. So we're dealing with the individual that has been cheated on, infidelity, going through a mental or physical thing that they have to deal with. The other thing that says to take care of your physical or mental health. You've got to look out for you in some cases when you're in a situation where someone is cheating on you or is hurting you. You need to be concerned about how you're going to make it, not necessarily how you're going to be able to make it with that person or without that person, but you have to be healthy within a relationship first. And if you're not healthy in that relationship, it's going to cause a problem. Did you have a couple of things you want to share?
I do, but I'm afraid we're going to be cut off.
No, go for it.
No.
Okay, another thing is for that individual who has been cheated on, you have to learn to forgive that person. A lot of people might say, "Girl, I wouldn't forgive him." Girl, a guy, I don't know how y'all talk. I wouldn't forgive her. But the thing is, forgiveness, as we know, is for you in order for you to move on and to progress with your life. Because if you're stuck and reminiscing about all the times he failed you or she failed you, you would never be able to move forward. So you have to let go, let God in that situation. In all situations, let go, let God. But you have to really believe that I'm going to forgive this person. Forgiveness, like I said, it's not so much for that individual, but it is for you. So you have to carve out the space, Rick, to forgive that person if they cheated on you or if they cheated, you heard of them cheating. And I know, like I said, most people don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is is that it's all about making a decision that falls in line with the Word of God, because this is the Christian real part, and also you have to be healthy. I think a lot of times people they just accept things because that's how it is, and when you get into that acceptance mode, you actually help the person continue to do something wrong against you. Mm-hmm. And so separation is not a bad thing. I mean, you don't have to divorce someone, but maybe the Bible tells you may need a season in between something to allow that person to, rededicate themselves to that marriage, to that relationship.
You do that. Some people get that carte blanche. I'm free, and they do whatever they need to do.
And they might do that. But if that's what that person's going to do, if that person feels that they're going to be free if they're not there with you, they're already free.
Yeah,
they freed themselves from that relationship already, and so you've got to make the decision. I've got to look out for me. In any relationship, I know the Bible says that two become one, but there has to be one. There's got to be two whole people coming to one healthy person, not a wounded person and two wounded people. You've got to be healthy. You have to nourish yourself within that relationship, in that marriage. And sometimes a separation from all of that pain. I mean, there's people that that are making themselves sick because of that relationship. And there is nowhere that God is telling you to stay in a relationship that's going to have you abused mentally or physically to the point where you are finding yourself being sick. You are causing yourself a sickness to be in that relationship. You can, that's you can step away
and I do
from a relationship.
Make myself clear when I say forgiveness. I'm not saying forgiveness for that person to keep doing that over and over to you again. The forgiveness could be, I'm forgiving this person and I'm releasing this burden of what this individual done to me, and we still can be separated. That person could be going on their way. You wish them well, but don't dwell and hold on to that hurt that person may have caused you. That's why they say it's good. Forgiveness is for you and not for them.
Right. So we're basically trying our best to stay within the LP Productions. I gave him a guideline that I want him to follow, and that was the fastest 15 minutes. And like he said, you got to give yourself 10 minutes for the.
You don't have anything in the schedule.
Yeah,
here
and I'm going to make sure I change that. So that's what he's here for. You're like, hey, you told me to do this, but you don't have it in the schedule to do that. So I'm going to make sure that I have in that schedule to do that first 10 minutes so we can talk, and then 15 minutes to talk about it. But let me just in closing. How do you figure out, should you stay or go in infidelity? If it's physically harming you, you should go. Go. I mean, we didn't say divorce. You separate. Get out of the relationship. If it's mentally messing you up to a point of sickness, you should go. But before you do anything, go to God and get guidance on what you should do. There's nothing wrong with stepping away from something to heal yourself. We take vacations from our job, we could take vacations from a relationship, and you need to sometimes step away, especially if that relationship is really physically and mentally harming you. Like every day, it's like Diana Ross said, good morning, heartache. Here we go again. If it's doing that to you, you may want to step away from that relationship for a moment so you can rediscover who you are and find out if that relationship is something you need to continue in. I mean, that, we're not talking divorce, and I know some people are like, y'all making it seem like you telling people to get a divorce. No, but we don't want someone to stay in a relationship that is physically or mentally harming them to a point that they lose the individual who they are.
Yeah, it's tough, and we know that because we've been doing counseling for decades now.
Yeah.
And people say all kind of things. When your mouth say one thing, but your heart is in it, want to stay. But if you have a notorious cheater in your relationship, and from heart to heart that's not healthy for you or your health, or if you have kids, it's not healthy. But you want your family to stay together. That always plagues my mind when I just want to keep the family together. But then you say, but are y'all together?
Yeah.
You're really not. So it's just like I said, we're not condoning divorce. We all for marriage, Rick, but you have to put in the work either way. What do you want to do?
You never really understand final word. See, it's your final word that you want to say, but that's my, it's like I'm saying final word, meaning that's the final word, but that's okay.
Your final,
yeah,
okay.
but I try to let you have a final word so I can do the final word, but then you come back with a final word from my final word. But hey,
right,
so
final word.
Final word now is that we're gonna go on. Hey, so just we'll talk about a little bit more about this, in upcoming things about that to get some more information about that, and we might even have somebody to talk to on the subject. But hey, here's a song that I heard that I really like, and it's a country song. You'll be surprised at the stuff that we will bring to this show. It was Reba McEntire. It says, "I'll never give up on you." Beautiful song. It was something that you never gave up on me, I should say. A beautiful song that she did for her mother, but it's something that you can say about anyone who will never give up on the individual that you are. And that's what you want in that relationship, someone who will never give up on you. And then if you're going through a situation where you feel separated or you might think about divorce and you need to go to God, Marvin Sapp says, never would have made it without him. So listen to these two songs, and me and Brenda will be on Facebook talking. This is Rick McCain, along with my baby, my girl, my boo, Brenda McCain. LP Productions on the side, taking over the show for us. LP, do your thing, man.
All right.
That was the fastest 15 minutes. I got to change that, LP. Make sure you write that down somewhere here.
Yeah, because you have it written
topics here.
Yeah.
I do want to do a shout out for Kenneth Jarrell. Tell your wife happy birthday again from Let's Stay Together Talk. Tracy is on with us tonight. Hey girl.
Tracy.
Thank you for joining in tonight.
Yeah.
And this Thursday is our anniversary, and I'm saying wedding anniversary.
Yeah, it's wedding anniversary.
We celebrate two every year.
We eloped 6 months before because Rick McCain, didn't want to burn. Brenda coming up there looking all cute around me all the time. So I'm like, we got to get married before this, girl, because I can't hold off. I'm a preacher, but I'm being honest. We needs to get married. So we got married 6 months before. 6 months before. Yeah, about 6 months before. But
9 months.
Well, was it August? Oh, you had 9 months. Okay. Mm-hmm. You could see I couldn't hold off. But we got married actually in August the 26th. Was that 1994, right? Mm-hmm. And we celebrate this anniversary on May the 13th because that's when we got married in front of the world. So we'll try to do something special for that. So happy anniversary to you, baby.
Thank you, boo. Steven saying happy anniversary. Thank you, Steven. And we both love Reba Tracy. That song is a tearjerker for me. So I'm glad I'm not listening to it.
Yeah, that is a deep song. What you got for us on here?
Okay, on here, this first one, I'm going to go right to it. This Oregon church won't close after COVID-19 outbreak infected 74, not 7, not 4, but 74 members. The pastor says that he ain't shutting down. He ain't going to keep streaming. He wants his members to be inside of the sanctuary. Rick, what do you think about that? Is that a selfish individual?
Well, the Bible says many are called, few are chosen. And basically it's saying there's a lot of people who are pastors that have not been called to be pastors. And this probably might be one of those individuals that you're going to sit there and you're going to make the decision that you're going to keep the church open even though 74 people got sick. That's just totally crazy that something like that would happen. I wonder if, this guy's, a Donald Trump follower because they just refuse to believe that something like, now he got sick, I think, his wife and other people. And you still don't want to, you still want to have the church stay open. The Bible tells us that, God gave us a sound mind, to do things that are, right for your people, not what you want to do. I mean, you could sit there and all of you want to and say, well, God told me. No, he didn't. God ain't gonna never tell you to keep a church open after 74 people then got sick. He's gonna tell you to care for your flock. When the one left the 99, he left the 99 to go find the one. You do realize when he left the 99, he knew they were secure to find the one. Here, he's going to say, hey, 74 of us got sick. We don't care about that. We want to get more people. It's like, so
that's kind of crazy.
That is crazy. I mean,
but that is Pastor Scott Erickson of the People's Church in Salem, Oregon.
The fewer people church maybe because he's getting them all sick and they may die for COVID because he wants to sit there and have people in his church because of him. That's a selfish thing to do.
It's a term in here that I'm not aware of. Maybe you could help me with it. Kowtow, Kowtow, Kowtow.
I don't know what that is. Let me see. That might be some kind of a southern thing. First paragraph. I'm trying to look for kowtow. I don't even see that in there.
Kowtow something. I'm like, what is that all about? But anyway,
all
you
right,
still don't see it?
No, I sure don't.
Okay. Kowtow.
Oh, kowtow. Hey, that's something you have to give to LP. He finds all that stuff.
You know what kowtow means?
He don't have to find. He'll look it up. That's something for sure. Go to the next thing.
It's sad that he's doing that.
Yeah, it is
Our
sad.
next story is one of Rick's favorite because I don't know nothing about this. Lightning starting all black forward line was pretty cool moment, says HC. The Tampa Bay Lightning made history Monday by becoming the first NHL team to start a forward line comprised completely of black players.
Now, I want you to hold up to that story because I want to talk about that when we get back on the air real quick, too. But that is a very monumental thing that this is the first time in hockey, and hockey's been around since they said like 1875. 1875, that this is the first line that they've had that had all black players, and the front line consists of a center, a right winger, and a left winger. That's your line, and they had the first black line. But most people don't realize that black people have been playing hockey since 1895.
And you know what? Let's just put it on out here. Until I met Rick, I never known anybody that played hockey, ever wanted to go see hockey. Rick used to dabble in ice skating back in the day, and we was going to hockey games at the United Center. I was freezing, and I was upset because they was fighting. I didn't understand how that go. I'm like, they're allowing them to fight on the ice like that?
Okay, so as I was saying,
I know, but it was just weird.
In 1895, they had a colored hockey league. In 1895,
and
there were 12 teams that were all black teams. They say that hockey started in 1875, which is about 20 years before the black league came. But the NHL that we look at now, the National Hockey League, was established in 1917. It took them 41 years before a black person was able to play in the National Hockey League.
But we was running it in the 1800s.
Right. And so in 1895, they had their own black league. It's just like baseball when Jackie Robinson. Black people had their own league, but when whites started their league, the National Hockey League, it took 41 years before a young man by the name of Willie O'Reed played in 1958 with the Boston Bruins. It was
the Boston who?
Boston Bruins.
Oh.
It was 63 years after that, we're now talking about the first actual black line playing in hockey. Now, some of the things we don't know about, because most black people don't know, there was a black hockey league in 1895. Yes, 12 teams. In 1974, the first black player was drafted. And that was the first black player. In 1981, the first African American player was drafted. So in 1974, it was a black person, but he wasn't from the United States. It was in 1981 when the first black person was there. His name was Van James. 1984, Grant LaFleur was a hockey player. He was a goalie. He was the first one to win the Stanley Cup as a goalie, black goalie. This one shocked me because the Chicago Blackhawks are just terrible. And I'm going to bring this up a little bit.
I thought it was so good.
I mean, they're terrible as far as black people because they don't have a lot of blacks on their teams. His name is Dirk Graham. And I knew Dirk. I mean, I was shocked. Like, Dirk Graham was black because he never acted like he was black.
Did he look black?
No, he didn't. You can look at the picture there. He don't look black there either. He was the first black hockey coach. And then you have Jerome McGinley, who was the first black person to win a Olympic gold medal, and he was the first black person to lead the lead in the most scores in the National Hockey League. So hockey, blacks have been in hockey for a long time. People just don't know that. If you don't know, now you know.
Now you know.
What we got on time?
Like 4 minutes, 3 minutes.
Okay, what you got real quick?
This is a good feel-good story. Black girl power. Young CEO lands Walmart deal, becomes youngest black-owned brand in store history. This little girl, 6 years old, and she is doing it with her Lily Frilly, say that 10 times, founder of Lily Adelaide's latest news. The 6-year-old has lined up distribution in more than 1,000 stores for her label, which is apparel of cute little ribbons, which she already had it in Target. Now she got it in Walmart. I'm like, you 6 years old and handling your business, right?
You know, it's a wonderful thing that you have entrepreneurs, at all ages of African Americans. I mean, it's not a surprise that, young African Americans are striving to do, great things like we just saw. Hockey League was back in 1895.
Hey, look how cute
this little girl is being an entrepreneur and she's going to be doing some great things. So I'm excited. I'm happy for that. But I'm not surprised. These mothers and fathers are teaching their children to be great.
Check this out. Her mother, most of us African American women know her mother and a product that she has. Her daughter is the daughter of beauty and lifestyle entrepreneur Courtney Adelaide, who built the Main Choice, a multi-million-dollar hair care business to help our locks go in and grow pretty. So I'm talking too loud.
No, it's just you keep on moving your mouth away from the mic to look at the paper. So
I raise paper.
Okay.
But anyway, so I mean, like mother, like daughter, apple don't fall too far from the tree. She has trained her daughter the way to go as far as being an entrepreneur, and she's following mommy's footsteps.
Yeah, and so you got to remember what 3 minutes is sometimes too. He got 3 minutes. Okay, like you just forget the fact that he just said there's 3 minutes left. So
it's okay. I always undercut whenever you ask me what time it is. I like shave
okay.
45 seconds.
Good, because she's like 3 minutes. Oh, okay. Let me just talk. So I didn't know that. Because I'm like, okay, he did say 3 minutes. But hey, everybody, welcome. We're going to talk about the African American thing when we come back. When we come back, we're going to talk about, are you ready for the new pandemic normal? I mean, this thing is really hitting up on us, and it's a fear that some people have that, we're going to get into the summer period, and, we're going to be going back to stage 3 with this pandemic. So stay with us here. Tell somebody out there that you're on there. We appreciate everybody who gets on the air with us, but let some other people know, share it with them, and we could talk about it. I'm seeing somebody says something about the now towel.
Kowtow.
Kowtow.
Cassie and Steven gave me the definition for it.
What is it?
It's a type of bowing.
Oh, kowtow.
Yeah.
That sounds Japanese, doesn't it?
I think it is Japanese.
Yeah, kowtow.
Or it's
Are we
Chinese.
Are
It's
we
one of the
back?
two. Not yet. No.
Okay.
There's a really long ad in here. It's
Oh
like a
yeah,
minute long.
that's the Club 50 ad. That's really long in there.
No, it's the Events by Tiffany R.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's like a minute and 20 seconds long.
Yeah, well, we gave Tiffany that because she works well with Brenda. So
I'm not complaining. I'm just.
Yeah. I know you're not. And so we want to give a shout out to everybody who's listening to us, and give a shout out to Soar Radio, 2-time Stellar Award winner for Best Internet Station of the Year. Also, Mandela, we still got some tickets for Mandela. If you'd like to go see Mandela, did Cassie win some tickets? Cassie, I did send you that thing for Mandela. Let me know. I could have sworn I did, but make sure. I think I sent it to him too, so I don't need to go down the road. Just let me know if Cassie, if you got that, because I believe I did send it to you. I want to make sure. But Mandela, we got Mandela tickets to go out to Skokie, the Illinois
Holocaust Museum.
Holocaust Museum. Thank you. Is presenting these tickets. She said yes, thank you. I'm glad. And so we're presenting these tickets. So if you like to go see the Mandela, the rise, what do they call it? The struggle for freedom at Skokie, let us know and we can get you some tickets to go out there and see it. I think I got about a couple of tickets left, so let me know.
Oh, I did just close Streamlabs. There we go. You have like 18 seconds left.
Okay. So we got 18 seconds left. We're going to be going back on the air. So hold on with us and we'll be right back. I kind of like to keep talking because dead air is not something that you want.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want anybody to just have dead air. I want to go with the black hockey
Guys
thing.
are back.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to Let's Stay Together Talk Show. Your host, Reverend Rick McCain, along with my baby, my girl, my boo, author Brenda McCain. Tracy Brown Howard is online social distancing. And we got LP Productions doing his thing as well. For those of you all who are just listening to us on the radio, you can catch us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And check us out there, and we'd love to have you out there. Also want to give a shout out to Soar Radio, 2-time Stellar Award winner for Best Internet Station of the Year. My boy JD show will be coming on. That's Justin's show, be coming on tomorrow around about, I think, 6 o'clock. I think he comes on between 6 to 9 or something like that. A 3-hour show, 6 to 9, 7 to 9, something like that. I'll check it out and make sure. But check out that show. Justin is the owner of Soar Radio, awesome young man, him and his wife, doing some great things out there in Rockford, Illinois. And we're going to give a shout out to all of our sponsors as well, all the people that sponsors. I'm not going to call out their names, but first I'm going to definitely call out Ally Management, who has sponsored us. Right now we don't have any sponsors. Hopefully they're going to be coming back when the pandemic is over. But God has provided us that we can, continue to do the will of the Lord without having those sponsors, but we definitely want you back. So, baby, what are we going to be talking about? Quickly, I want to talk about this. And LP, when we start talking about the Let's Talk About It, start at 15 minutes.
Okay.
Don't worry about that paper because it's wrong. We're going to get that right. But let's talk about one of the topics that we were talking about on the air because on Facebook, because I want people to know about this one a little bit.
Okay. Lightning starting all black Ford line was a pretty cool moment, says HC.
Yeah, so when they talk about the Lightning, they're talking about the Tampa Bay Lightning, and this is for hockey. And so for the first time in National Hockey League, they had an all-black line, and this black line consists of a center, a white right winger, I don't know why I can't say that, and left winger. And this was the first time in 2021 that they had an all-black line playing on the Tampa Bay Lightning team, which is in Florida. But a lot of people don't know that blacks have been playing hockey since 1895. We talked about this a little bit on Facebook. They had a league out there for black. It was called the Colored Hockey League. They had over 12 teams, and they were playing hockey in 1895. The National Hockey League didn't start until 1917. The consensus is that hockey started in about 1875, about 20 years before the African Americans had their own league. They probably brought their own league because they couldn't play on the other leagues. So in 1895, they had their own hockey league of 12 teams. It took 41 years before a black player could play in the NHL, National Hockey League, and that was Willie O'Reed, who played with the Boston Bruins. And it took another 63 years before this line that they're talking about with the Tampa Bay Lightning came. So it is a very monumental thing, but I think a lot of African Americans did not know that blacks have been playing hockey since 1895. Brenda was talking about, she was like, I don't know how you like, I loved hockey. I actually wanted to be a hockey player. My problem is I couldn't skate backwards, so that made it hard. But we've had monumental things before in hockey to the point where, Grant Fuhr was the first black player to win the Stanley Cup as a goalie. Dirk Graham was the first black to be a manager. And you also had Jerome McGinley, who was the first African American to have the most goals in the National Hockey League. He did that twice in the National Hockey League. So a lot of people don't realize that blacks have been playing hockey for a long time. And so, though this is very monumental that the first time that they've given blacks to play on a lead, it's almost amazing that they have that many blacks on a hockey team right now, on any hockey team.
Over 100 plus years.
Yeah. Ooh. And but people need to recognize, and I hope it would be nice if they ever did a movie about the black hockey, the colored hockey league. But there was a colored hockey league back in 1895. So look that up, and you'll get some information to know that blacks have been doing things that you never hear about. It's almost like that movie that we saw that the woman played as the scientist, and you didn't know that she helped with the mathematics.
Yeah, I cannot think of the name, but I know the three faces to play.
Yeah, and I can't think of the name right now either.
I know the name. Yeah. Type it on now.
What's that? You know that name, don't you?
Hidden Figures.
Hidden Figures. Thank you, baby. It Hidden Figures. But I mean, this is another hidden figure. The National Hockey, the Colored Hockey League started in 1895, and it went till 1925.
Wow.
So it's a lot of information you can find out about the Colored Hockey League, and let people know that African Americans, even back in the 1800s, was playing hockey. And they were known to be the first group of hockey players that actually did the slap shot, which is basically a shot that you shoot real hard and standing in one position. Because most of the time they just risked it away. But look that up. I don't have a lot of time to share with that, but we're going to get on. That was one of the stories I wanted to share. Join us on Facebook. You'll learn some more stories that we'll be sharing as well. Baby, we're going to talk about Let's Talk About It as LP puts the clock on us.
We're talking about, are you ready for the new pandemic normal?
Yeah.
My answer is quick and short. No. What you got, man?
I guess me answer.
I guess we won't be talking about this for long. You know what? I think my answer would probably be no too, because I'm not ready for it, because I think that there's a falsehood to think that we're okay, and a lot of people still haven't taken the tests. They're talking about the shots. They're talking about so many states, especially Republican states, where people we're not even close to herd immunity in a lot of these places, and these people are going out, thinking they don't have to take the test. There's still people that don't want to take the test, and then you're coming up within the summer months where people are going to be acting like they don't have to take it anymore, and so we're gonna have this falsity of saying we can just walk around without a mask, and the possibility is that you're going to get more people sick. Now, an alarming fact that I saw on CNN that really bothered me, because this has not been prejudice or anything like that, but you heard with so many white people who did not want to take the shots, but they're saying that 66% of whites have taken the shot and only 8% of blacks. And I'm like, wait a minute. That doesn't seem right. This, again, is them talking about percentages. You got to worry about that. You have to be careful when they say percentages, because percentages can be deceiving,
Yeah, it can be, but offhand, I know a good 7 people that's in my circle who refuse to take that shot. And I'm like, wow, it just amazes me. And they are doing more traveling,
Yeah.
going places, doing stuff. And it's like, oh, Brenda, want to see? No, I'm good. I'm so good. I don't need to be around you. I'm like,
And the thing about it is that people are still relying on the Tuskegee thing. I mean, that was a traumatic situation what happened to the Tuskegee men. But, that syphilis thing. But we're in 2021. You have more laws and regulations and rules that, people have to follow and are governing by. And if you can find a legitimate place that's going to give you this shot, I mean, you got places like Walgreens that are giving out the shots, and churches, they're using, churches. I mean, I'm not going to say churches are legitimate because I'm talking about companies. Okay. Churches are using these companies. You want to get this shot because they have, nobody wants to get sued for this, information. And so, I'm a little shocked that people are saying no. They don't trust things. And the worst thing that we have nowadays, the worst thing we have in today's society is the thing that helps us the most but hurts us the most, which is the internet. You have the ability now, social media, that you could just find information everywhere. But you have so many people doing this cancel culture or lying, just out and out lying about, this virus so they can cause fear and havoc to people, that you're still getting people that are dying at an alarming rate for something that if we just all taken the shot, we could have been done with this thing by now. So the new normal is basically they're opening up cities around the United States. Florida, I think, is one of the places. I think it was in Santa Monica, California. I'm sorry, where they're saying that they're at herd immunity right now. And a lot of places are not there, but I've got my card. I'm going to pull out my card for those who are on Facebook. I got my card that shows that I got my shot. Here's my card. I got my shot. But these cards can be duplicated. People, they're lying about these shots and things of that nature. And so, the new normal is scary.
It's nice to know that we are slowly progressing to come back to normal. But that false reality that I know the president wants us to really to be doing, we're going to do by the 4th of July, and a lot of things are opening back in Illinois. But summertime, I really do think we're going to have a big surge again because people are going to really stop wearing their masks because I'm outside, but you still have to social distance and stay 6 feet apart, wear your mask and wash your hands and put sanitizer on. They are forgetting so many things like that because now even when I'm out doing some essential shopping, it's not the way it was a month ago when you see everyone with a mask on. It's like, okay, don't stand behind me in line. They walking around, some of them still don't wear their masks. And they like, you can't make me wear a mask. I guess I'm tired of hearing, that's not my right. It's like, I just want to live. I'm sorry. We're not there yet, people, but we're pushing it as though I'm tired of being cooped up for 18 months. This has been too long. Don't you want to live? Make sure all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted before you get out there and do so. Because summertime, I really do believe it's going to be a surge to go up, Rick.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a surge that's going to go up too as well. And that's the scary thing about it is that I think, a lot of times you still got that idiot president, former President Trump, that's making people think because it gets warmer, it'll just go away. And that's not the case. You still have people who are, making this thing seem like it's downplayed or it's not as serious. And people are still partying and doing, all kinds of crazy things. And warm weather is going to bring out people more. Mm-hmm. They're not going to want to go through this situation again. I mean, that summer where, everybody, people are afraid to go out. I mean, now they're getting cabin fever and they just have to go out. And it is kind of a little scary because, I'm shocked because I just don't think people care anymore about life. Mm-hmm. We've had over 500,000 people in the United States die from COVID. And if I'm not mistaken, LP, check this out for me. I think it was it's been like 12, has it been 12 million affected? 12 to 13 million affected in the world. Give me the world's statistics on deaths on that too. But in the United States, it's got to be at least somewhere about 550,000 people who have died. It might be even more. I don't think people care anymore when they see somebody else talking about some child died or this individual died.
Right.
From
It
COVID.
don't mean nothing.
It doesn't mean anything
Just
anymore.
like how it was.
Unless it's in their family.
And sometimes it don't mean nothing to, because it makes me think back how you remember back in the 70s or early 80s, we were shocked when we hear about a young person being murdered on the street. Now it's like we so used to it. It's like we're immune to it. Like, okay, the first day of the new year, 30 people have been shot. 30 people, that could have been in a lifetime of someone that's 20 years old, heard of 30 people. We hearing it in one day. And so now with the death toll steadily rising, because they haven't declined, the positivity rate steadily rising, everybody's just so used to it now. I'm like, okay, well, y'all know what y'all need to do. If you don't, oh, well.
It's 3.31 million deaths.
Yeah, see, that's U.S.
That's
around the
worldwide.
world. Okay.
159 million cases worldwide. This is reported.
Yeah, I mean, we don't seem like we care anymore. It's like, okay, well, they died for it. That's them, not me.
Right.
You
That's
know?
their family.
You know, and so I don't know what has to happen in our lifetime where people are going to get serious about it, because what happens? What we're going to get some kind of disease that as soon as you get it, you die within 30 minutes. I mean, then people start taking something serious.
Well, you know, in the beginning, everybody was panicking. So now it's like, oh, we're a year into it. So
yeah, I mean, but you look at places like India, where they don't have oxygen. They can't take care of people. I mean, they're burning these people because they don't have a place to bury people at. I mean, so it's still happening around the world, but it's not. You know, I think we become very selfish when we're just saying, hey, I don't care. I just want to be out. I just want to be out. I just want to go back to school. I just want to go visit somebody. I just want to hug my mother. Well, I want to
get the shot. You can hug.
I just want to go back to work. Okay, but I mean, I understand people want to go somewhere, but okay, you want to go somewhere. I want to live.
Yeah.
And so
most people in America are getting vaccinated. Like the average person is getting a vaccination. It's just that most people in America don't really, like, if you're getting vaccinated, that's just the normal thing to do. But like if you're not getting vaccinated, you're probably like really loud about it on social media.
Yeah.
So like the number of people that aren't getting vaccinated, there's not like more of them. They're just way louder. 'Cause like I got vaccinated. I wasn't like, I didn't write like a paragraph about it on Twitter. I got vaccinated.
But I mean, you still have a lot of people that are not vaccinated. They're not taking the shots, and I think it's out of fear, especially for people of color. It's out of fear because they're being told that this may hurt them. I mean, there have been someone that said that they have some kind of a device in there that is able to keep track on you. That's what the virus has. And I'm like, I mean, the vaccine.
And the liquid that they injected into your arm.
I'm like, okay. So it kind of remind me of that book that I wanted to write called Breathe.
Yeah, I had a
book that I wanted to write, about that there was going to be some kind of a vaccination thing in the water, and that water could track everybody's body. And then basically on that. I mean,
people, like, they say, like, the government's, they trying to track us. They already track us. They track us all the time. Well, they track every purchase you make. You unlock your phone with your fingerprint. It has a GPS tracker in it, and a camera. It has a microphone. Like
something's gonna pop up about tracking now because you can say something. Yeah,
you gotta file your taxes every year. Like the government already tracks you.
They already track you. But you go somewhere and say, "How was Walgreens?" What? What do you mean? How was Walgreens? How you know I was? How does the phone know that I was at Walgreens?
We know your exact location.
I'm like, hey, there's a trip. I'm like, Dateline. Come on. How do you know I was there? Pinged off or something? I mean, yeah, he's right. They are tracking you and stuff like that.
They don't need a vaccination to do it. They don't need a needle to do it.
Heck, they can take you from satellite. I had someone who's gonna do my grass, and they took a satellite shot from my house to tell me how much they're going to charge to do the front yard.
Right.
Yeah,
it's
use
like-
Google Earth. The,
You know?
the Google Earth truck
Yeah,
that
and
runs
I'm
through.
like, okay, so I mean, yeah, they already newsflash, you're being tracked.
You're being
already.
cracked constantly,
Okay,
all the
so-
time.
So don't be alarmed, but you know,
I do want to say this. I was petrified taking that shot, not because I thought they was going to track us or they put in something foreign did go into you, but not that I thought that they was using us as guinea pigs. I know I'm the type to get sick a lot, and it did just that. You know how they say, don't speak it to existence. I'm for real. I know how my body is. When I say it, I know I'm going to get sick from this, because if it's anything like the flu shot, it's going to mess me up for a couple of days, and then I have to get my mind right. Either you be sick for a couple of days, or you be sick for a couple of months, or you die. Which one you want? So I took the latter and said, give me a couple of days and just get the shot and do what you have to do.
I mean, I think a lot of people were apprehensive because of fear about previous things that happened, especially to people of color. But when it was going through my church, and then I knew Walgreens was behind it, those were two people that the trust. Walgreens is a trusted, company, and if not, I don't think Walgreens wants to be sued for doing some of these things, but I mean, I felt comfortable with that, and so that I was willing to take the test. You haven't really heard anything negative about the millions of people who have taken the test. Yeah, Johnson & Johnson had an issue about 16 people had, they kind of thinned their blood and they had blood clots. But that was 16 out of 8 million people. I mean, come on.
You don't want to be that.
That's just going to happen. But I'd rather be a little sick for a couple of days than dead. So I don't know. I mean, we're still trying. They're still doing commercials where they're trying to get people to take the vaccination shot, even to the point that they're offering free beer, free baseball games, free this. Talking about paying, companies paying their employees to take the vaccination shot. Hey, I think what'll happen is if you want to go back to work, you need to be vaccinated.
Have they mandated that yet?
They haven't mandated that yet, and that has to be by state by state. It can't be a universal thing that the president does, because of course, once the Democratic president does this, all the Republicans are going to go against it. Like, no, we can't do this. They're already fighting the fact that they don't want to, make rich pay their fair share. So they're not going to do something like that. But are you ready for the new normal? I think we got 3 answers here of no. We're not ready.
I'm
for the
chilling.
New,
I'm chilling personally.
I'm not ready for it, but ready or not, here I come. You can't hide.
No, but I know it's a lot of things out there that I used to love to do. Miss seeing a lot of my family members and a lot of friends, but I know the friends that's been vaccinated that I could be around and everything. But as far as going out, just to be going out, it's not that serious for me.
So the final word is going to be, are you ready for the vaccination shot? 2 of us are saying no. 1 is just chilling because he's in the house and he don't really care.
Right.
They ain't gonna get me. We're gonna have the vaccination mummies come to his house, like the Grateful Dead. What is that thing called?
Oh, Night of the Living Dead.
Night of the Living Dead vaccination. Mummies come to his house and like, we're coming to get you, LP.
He gonna be like,
do something
beat
like
it.
that. You're like, yeah, okay. But hey, we're gonna go on. Hey, join us. We're gonna play some more music for you. I know LP done went into that cart and put that music there like I asked him. We gotta go. Hey, let me tell you something. You may not be ready for it, but Kurt Franklin tells us, you know what? Things are gonna get better. This is the McCain Train request here on Let's Stay Together Talk. We'll be right back after this song and commercials. What you got for me, Boom?
This will have me tiggle laughing, a gut laugh. 4-year-old hacks mom Amazon Prime account and orders 51 boxes of SpongeBob SquarePants popsicles. Okay, Rick, I know you read this story. It's the cutest thing, but it's crazy. I think the little boy, I don't know if he had autism or something, but 4 know how to work his mother's computer or whatever he was on, got on there and knew how to order, his SpongeBob popsicles. And look at him. Well, people in Radio Land, the little boy standing on the box because he got this big order. It came to his auntie house, and she was like, all kind of choice words came out of her mouth because she shared a computer with her sister. And that amount came to over what? $2,619. Yo, baby,
Well,
that
let's-
ordered these
yeah.
popsicles.
Let's hope she can return those.
No, she couldn't.
Oh, she
It
couldn't?
weighed 70 pounds and required immediate freezing. But the people, I guess that GoFundMe thing is really beautiful. They set up a GoFundMe page to pay for everything.
Yeah,
for
well,
them.
that's
Yeah, they
nice.
can't send those back.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, right now you definitely can't send things.
Well, you
back.
you can't send food back. Period. If you get sent a shipment of food and you get it, it's yours now. I can't take it
I would
back.
have been a little suspicious.
Yeah,
with
you know, and I
that.
think you know.
Look at the little
the
cutie.
thing I like about this story is that this is a very, innovative, 4-year-old that he had the wherewithal to be able to get onto the computer. It's almost made me a little LP or something like that. Found out a way to kind of get into the computer and break in, and then order what he
You
wanted.
said break in.
Yeah, well, he had to break in somehow. He didn't found a way not only to get into the computer, but to get to the system he wanted, to have the information there, and to order what he wanted. And I kind of think that this child didn't actually want to order 50-something boxes. Maybe it
He
was a
kept
mistake.
saying 51, 51, 51.
That's what it said. He was saying 51.
See, he
Yeah.
have autism, and
Okay.
most autism children are very smart with electronics.
Yeah.
So that's what it said. 4 years old, he's so ahead of the game. That's why I always tell people, don't knock somebody if you don't think they up to par, because he runs circles around us on the computer at 4 years old.
So as I was gonna say, I 51 does seem a little bit shocked. I'm trying to figure out where he get that number from, but it's interesting that this little young man was able to do all this information and find a way to get what he wanted. I think that you might have a brilliant young man there that you need to keep an eye on, and thank goodness that they did have a GoFundMe to help the mother out with that.
yeah, because she couldn't
because,
afford to pay that.
And where the heck is she going to put 51 boxes of ice cream at? That's the next thing. I'm sure you're going to be giving them away to a lot of kids in the neighborhood. Hey, here you go. This is care of the thief here. But the little this guy could be our new cyber attack person. I mean, help with the gasoline people right now that are got hit with cyber attacks. So
You got a
funny
couple
story,
comments here.
interesting. What we got?
From Mr. Smith, he says, no, you can't return edible products. You would think an Amazon rep would have called to verify order for risk management to, give me 1 second. Can you see that up there? To make sure the account was not actually hacked. Yeah, you would think, but they didn't. Another comment was, yes, children with autism are very intelligent. So, yeah, that's why I always tell people, don't fall asleep on these people.
Hey, definitely don't fall asleep on him. This kid here, they need to be having some colleges already, trying to talk to him about where he gonna be going. The heck with grammar school and high school. Where you gonna be going to college? Because we want to start investing in your future already.
And they have a photogenic memory.
Yeah.
It's like they could see something, describe it from the T, or watch you mimic what he's doing on a computer. Whereas I'm still like, what was that little fella? He already didn't get it. It's
Now,
like,
I
never
will
mind.
say this: I'm sure there's a lot of little kids that are really ticked off that he gets to be on television and news and stuff like that for stealing 51 boxes or something, and mama then whooped me and put me on punishment for taking $2. I was like, mama, I just wanted $2 for a sandwich. This boy done ordered 51 boxes and he get to be a star. I mean, come on, talk to me now.
But the most beautiful part of this is the little boy is happy that he had his popsicles.
Of course
but
he is.
The
51 boxes, I would
Yeah,
too.
30 seconds.
Okay, a friend of theirs decided to start the social work or school social work started the GoFundMe page. That's beautiful right there to help her out. And you get that money to do that, and you keep the money after.
30 seconds.
Okay, ain't there yet, so I finished it.
Lord,
10 seconds.
All right, so we're about to get back on the air. Stay with us, everybody who is on Facebook.
And you're back.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Let's Stay Together Talk Show. Your host, Reverend Rick McCain, along with my baby, my girl, my boo, Arthur Bennett McCain, and LP Productions. We had Tracy doing social distance online a little while ago. We, glad to see you. Hope everything is going okay with the household of the Brown Howard family. And, we've been having a good time talking about some things. We've been talking about on Christian Real. We was talking about how do you know if you want to stay or go after infidelity? And then we talked about the first Let's Talk About It was, are you ready for the new pandemic normal? Two of us said no. One is chilling. And we're about to get ready to go to our second thing we're going to talk about, which is very interesting. Being so busy that you can't be present in your marriage. Most of y'all noticed that we started this show off with making marriage work. And so we kind of tailored to talk about all conversations, but we still want to talk about some marriage situations as well. And so when I saw this information on there, and I saw, and I think it was married, black, married with children, I thought it was a very interesting topic to talk about. So I wanted to share it here. Baby, what you got for us?
Okay, this is a good one here. How to stop being so busy that you can't be present in your marriage. Now, we know, especially now during the pandemic, you would think, oh, you're blissful, you got time, you up under each other all the time. Now, which can be a hindrance in a marriage, to be up under your spouse all day, every day, and don't have a different scenario, to break the monotony of what's going on. But you have to show up and be present. And I know I fall short to that. I don't want to see your head nodding. I fall short to that a lot in the marriage and stuff. Get too busy and overwhelmed with other things. And they said, and all marriages during this time, see, they go to head not during this time, right now, that people.
So they're all?
Huh? No, I'm just talking.
Oh, people in this day and time right now, you find yourself doing certain things and wondering, okay, I'm worrying about bills paid, who's working, got this to do, got that to do, but you have a spouse. And if you're both working from home, you have to change some stuff up, Rick.
Well, I think you got to worry about the spouse who starts off with an excuse. When this says here, how to stop being so busy that you can be present in your own marriage, the first thing you have to do is acknowledge that you have negated your marriage. If you really want to save or help your marriage, no matter what the situation, the pandemic is, can cause stress on a relationship, but it's just the one of many things that can cause stress on a relationship. It's what are you doing that you're substituting or replacing your marriage to the point where you're not putting in 100% to that marriage. And I think a lot of times, especially some couples who have been with each other for a long time, and even those, that the early on people don't really know how to do certain things. And the people who have been with each other for a long time kind of like take things for granted, or, not really putting in the attention anymore because the relationship may not be new and exciting. But you have to be the one that actually admits to yourself that I'm not providing what I need to in that relationship to be present in it. And you can't have excuses or be angry about that individual coming to you saying, hey, you're not there anymore for me, or we're not with each other. It's one of the things I see on cheaters all the time, which I think is a load of crock. You wasn't there for me. I mean, you cheated. Of course you're going to do that. But I'm just saying, in this situation, in a marriage, if that person is telling you, or that you're being busy in other things, that should be the first sign. It's like the 12-step program in Alcoholics Anonymous. You have to first admit you're an alcoholic, and for someone who is not present in their marriage, you got to first admit that you're not present and you're not doing what's right for that relationship. If that is not your first step, there's no other step to take.
In that case, some people have to really, like I said, going back to the self-reflection, sit down like, okay, what is taking up so much of my time? Can I delegate? So if you have children, some things to the children to do, that you don't have to be Superman or Superwoman to, make sure everything is flowing nice. Sit down and schedule out your to-do list and see what is important and prioritize. If it get to a point this is taking too much time, it's like set those work hours. Like with me with the Ife Design, I'm trying my best to work when Rick works and his work designated work hours. Sometimes it overlaps because of the line
Sometimes.
of work
God,
that I'm
Jesus.
doing.
Lord.
But the thing is, you have to set aside and prioritize what is important. I want to spend some time with my spouse. I have to set this aside. Until you do that, it's going to be like a wheel on that little roller coaster. You're not going to ever be able to catch up to your spouse or what you're doing.
Here's an issue that I have as far as marriage, and I love marriage. I did a lot of marriage ministry, marriage counseling. Marriage should not be something that you prioritize. It should be the priority. If you got to prioritize your marriage, then you're already a step behind. It has to be the priority. And I mean that by mentally and physically, you want to be present. When you notice that is not the priority anymore, then you already know that you're not being present for your relationship. Yeah, we do have other things that we do while we're married, but it can't be, I got to prioritize to be. It has to be the priority, because that's what God said. He said that the man should love his wife as God loves the church, which is unconditionally, which means that the man is supposed to unconditionally put his wife before everything else in the relationship. She should be the priority, and the wife is supposed to be the helpmate, which means that helpmate has him as a priority. But the problem happens a lot of times that we want to put other priorities into the marriage and say, I've got to work around my other priorities to make my relationship or my marriage fit within the scope of that priorities. And and that's an issue, because now you're placing it, and I used to teach this all the time, you're taking your marriage and you're putting it in a jar and making it a part of all the things that you do. And it should never be a part of what you should do. It should not be a part of a priority. It should be the priority.
Amen to that. That's a lot of steps that you do have to take if you're not aware that's how it go. But you have to first realize and just notice, okay, what is taking my time away? Is it one parent spending too much time with the children, running errands, working hard in the house, and then it's like, oh, let me give my spouse some time now, instead of like you said, doing it the other way around and seeing what's what. But even when you get to that, to show up, be emotionally connected, physically connected, stimulating each other's minds and everything.
So did you have anything on this list that you wanted to highlight real quick?
I wish I was saying in between.
Okay, I don't know that.
But-
So that's what it's saying. So how to stop being so busy. So they're saying prioritize.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I don't agree with that. And I don't think you need to prioritize your relationship. Your marriage should be the priority.
How about the marriage is the priority, and then you prioritize your to-do task list throughout the day it would benefit
Right.
through the marriage.
But when I say the marriage should be a priority, I'm not necessarily saying it should be put first over everything. It has to be a priority mentally and physically. You have to want it to be that way. You have to wake up this every day still in love or still desiring and still want to please that person that you're with. Now, that's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, because you've been married for 25, 26 years. You will take people for granted, or you will just say, I've got some other things to do. And then you can get excited about other things that you're doing, and it can come a priority to a point where everything that you're doing, you could be watching television, you could be doing this, you could be doing that. That new thing becomes the priority that keeps you happy, because you've taken the relationship and said, I've been doing this for 25 years. I need something new. Well, that in the case says that the marriage is not a priority anymore. It's not something that you desire anymore. It's not something that you want anymore. And when you are at that point, you have to be honest with yourself. This is not a priority to me anymore. There are other things that I place in a priority. That's when you have to say how to stop being so busy that you've got to sit there and say, if I still love my husband, if I still love my wife, do I feel it inside? Is it something that I wake up every day desiring and wanting? If you're missing that, because every day I desire to wake up breathing. Every day I desire to wake up. You know, it's not like, maybe I don't breathe today. I desire to do that. Your marriage, your relationship has to be something that every day you desire to be a part of. That makes it priority. When you don't, it becomes something that you prioritize.
It's hard for me to come back behind that. That was pretty good, Red.
So
Reverend
good, in
Rick.
fact, running the segment. Okay.
Okay.
Are we over with this segment?
If you guys have more to say, keep going. But if
no.
did you wanna play the second hour music?
Yeah, I do want to play
Okay.
this. Let me just, I'm gonna let you say something and I'm gonna close. What do you got to say?
I just said that was pretty good, Rick.
Okay.
Yeah, she didn't have anything to add. I was
So
like,
let
what a
me just-
natural starting point.
Yeah.
We're on time.
And just in closing, because we want to try to keep on the schedule on some of these things, is that you have to want and desire that person more than anything else. And it doesn't matter that you've been together for 25 or 30 something years. What happens when you don't is that you allow division to come into the relationship. And then the relationship dies. And you know, the example that a tree can be, you can see a tree every day, but inside the tree it's dying. You don't see it on the outside, but it's dead on the inside. It's still out there. You'll still see it. It may grow some leaves, but it's dying. You don't want to be that tree when you wake up, where you see that person, and you don't feel alive anymore when you see them. When they become something that you prioritize and not the priority, you're a part of that tree. Hey, this is Rick McCain along with my baby, my girl, my boo. LP is telling us we got to finish up, and that's his job. We're supposed to follow that. And I told him I was gonna try to get this going. He got on me already about, you told me to do this, you ain't doing it. So I said I'm gonna do that. So we're gonna go into the next song. LP, what we playing, man?
Inside My Dreams.
Inside My Dreams. I love this song by Mesa. Sometimes when you're in a relationship, the things are not working. Sometimes you just gotta live inside your dreams. Hey, this is Rick McCain. Baby, my girl, my boo, Brenda, LP, do your thing, man.
All right.
We got one of your other stories? Real quick.
Let's see. You know what? The Uggs, the boots that people wear. The Australian shoe company dealt another blow in Ugg trademark case. Why this could be a big deal for Kiwi boot makers. Now, I always wonder, what is with the name Uggs? What is that? The multi-year clash in court was centered over the use of UGG Ugg, which is commonly used in Australia as a catch-all term for sheepskin boots lined in fleece. Now, if you got your own company going and you're starting something good and someone just come in and steal your name and profit off of you, we could say the HELL, right, is going to break out. And this company was like, no, we got this over in Australia, and in the United States, y'all capitalizing off of this. Okay, put a stop to that. The name Oygur, Oygur, who was ordered to pay $450,000 as part of the 2019 ruling, told media outlets following the latest decision that he plans to take the case to Supreme Court. Now, I think the moral of this story, Rick, is if you got a good thing going, put a patent on it. Make sure nobody could use your name, because everybody got some Uggs, some phony Uggs, some real Uggs. They doing something.
Let me just say this one: patents are great. I mean, they're legally protecting you, but it doesn't stop people from using your name. That's for sure. As you can see in this story, that is the case. UGG has been around for a while now, and for the this is the United States is taking and using it to the, I mean, international lawsuits like that, sometimes are hard to enforce. So I mean, that's why he may try to take it to the Supreme Court here in the United States. But it's a shame when you see something like that, where someone wants to capitalize off of what you have. But heck, the United States was built upon capitalizing on what other people had.
Isn't that something?
So I'm like, this is not like it's something new. We came over on ships and capitalized on everything that he had here. We brought in capital and capitalized off of people. I mean, so. It's not something new under the sun, as the Bible says in Ecclesiastic, and it probably won't be the last time it happens.
Yeah, but it just breaks your heart when you didn't put in the work and somebody else just swoops in. It's like, no, we gonna fight. I'm gonna take you to court for this, but it is what it is. What's this? 7:51.
7:51. What?
We got time before Stephen calls in.
Yeah, we got to find out from the LP what time we have.
I mean, music is going to be playing for another minute and a half, and then
a couple of commercials. You got one more thing?
I don't think so. Let's see. I could read the letter.
What?
Well, this was last
week.
week.
Just save it.
No, we'll save the letter for that. I'm gonna sit down with him. We're gonna rewrite this thing so we can have a better way to do that, because there are gonna be some times where he'll have the option to allow us to extend some time, like now, because we got some time.
Well, I mean, the schedule lines up later on into the show, but that's mostly because some of the stuff in the first half of the show you guys don't actually do.
Yeah, I say the thing about it is that's a template. I don't necessarily want you to follow that verbatim to a point where you're just going to be, saying, this is good, we can go a little longer here. So
well, some time there's stuff on this template that you guys don't do.
I know we don't. I got to take that off. So
it needs a little bit. Yeah, it needs a little editing.
Yeah, definitely it does. And I got to stop saying the word because Vanessa told me I'd be saying So if y'all hear me say stop me saying I'm not saying ugh, I'm saying If I was saying ugh, I probably can get paid. But
lugs,
but I'm not getting paid for anything with Hey, real quick, I'm gonna read this, and I'm gonna read it also on Facebook. We got a couple seconds.
Yes.
I can do this. Change can start anywhere, even in the jail cell. Don't miss Mandela's struggle for freedom, a mesmerizing exposition now open at the Illinois Holocaust Museum in Skokie, just a short drive from downtown. Explore Mandela's role of South Africa's anti-apartheid movement and its rise from prisoner to president. There's something for everyone. More information you can find at i-lholocaustmuseum.org. So we've got some tickets. If you're interested in winning some tickets, contact us right now, and we can give you some tickets to see the struggle from freedom, the Mandela story that they're doing at the Illinois Holocaust Museum.
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, we got to get out there soon. To get out there, so maybe one of these days when I'm off, we just ride out there instead of you trying to get the whole Brady Bunch together. Because they may not let all those people come in there. No, we can't let all y'all in there.
Well, whenever.
This is anti-apartheid. We can't let all y'all in there. Y'all get what I'm saying? I should be ashamed. Man.
Yeah.
Just smack me. That wasn't a Christian thing to do. It was a real thing to do, but it wasn't a Christian thing to do.
5 seconds.
5 seconds? Okay, we can make on.
And you guys are back.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to Let's Stay Together Talk Show. Your host, Reverend Rick McCain, along with my baby, my girl, my boo, Alta Brenda McCain, LP Productions in the house with us, taking control and keeping us on status quo, keeping us in line to make sure we do this thing correctly. I want to read this out to you real quick about the Mandela struggle for freedom. This is at the Illinois Holocaust Museum in Skokie, Illinois. It's a mesmerizing exposition open at the Illinois Holocaust Museum in Skokie, just a short drive from downtown. You can explore the role of South Africa's anti-apartheid movement and how Mandela went from his rise from prisoner to president. I'm telling you, I love that every time I hear that. From prisoner to president. That tells you you can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. There's something for everyone at this Illinois Holocaust Museum in Skokie. You can go to i-l holocaustmuseum.org. We're going to have Stephen on in about, 4 minutes? Hey, talk a little bit about, Ife Designs.
Ooh, Ife Designs. Looking for prom posters, graduation posters. You're looking for whatever you're looking for, banners. So many things are going through my mind now. Potato chip bags, the juice packets from Capri. I think it's Capri, yeah. For Capri juices and everything. You need any special design, logos, business cards. I'm your girl. Just check me out. I tell everybody, Rick gives the email address, but I notice a lot of stuff is coming to my Facebook page. People are messaging me. Please go to the Club 50 page. It seems confusing, but all of the work is showcased at theclub50.com. If you go to that website and go to the Ife Design store, you will see all of my work and the prices and stuff, the price ranges. But you could catch me, for those who know me, have my number, text me, and we could bring your designs to life. Because right now is the time to get in where you can fit in right now, because it's really picking up. And I love all of your support for helping me launch my business and get it off the ground. In the last few months, it's been doing great. Thank you.
So let me say this before I give out the email address. Are you checking Ife Designs?
I have, and I still do that if you have to. I have, but I do know that people message me, and I think that's the easiest way for them.
So, I mean, you have alternative ways you can do that, and one of them is by ifedesigns@gmail.com. You can go there and send out some information. You can go to the Club 50 website and then check out the Ife Design information there and contact her. And you could also go through how they message you, through Facebook.
Yeah. And word of mouth has been tremendous. Thank you to my sister-in-law for giving me a shout out today with a new client as well. But word of mouth is a beautiful thing, and people see my work and they actually want something done. So feel free to message me or text or call me.
And you can also check out this thing on there. So she should put down the thing we were just talking about, being too busy that you're not present in your relationship.
You see how you took that deal?
Ife Designs can do that to you, but I'm happy for her that it is, blowing up for her, and she's getting a lot of business, and she does an excellent job. I have to say that. I'm not just saying that because she's my wife, and most people know me. I'm not gonna lie just to make somebody feel good.
Yeah, he don't do that.
She's doing an excellent job with that, and I definitely, if you're looking for anything, I would even say for obituaries, I'm a pusher. For obituaries or anything that you're looking for, anything you need a design for, the spectrum of a design of what you need it for can be unbelievable. You may need a design for a billboard that you're going to put up, on a billboard, she can design that information for you as well. So the sky's the limit to what you can provide, and she does put a lot of work, hard work into it to make sure that it is something that you are pleased with. And I would have to say right now that she's had 100% please rate for the things that she's done. So that must be you. Oh,
Steven.
We're not connected to the thing, though.
That's fine.
So we got to find out if Steven is on there, though. We've got Steven is going to be best is going to be coming in a second. Can we hear him? Steven? Testing 1, 2, 3. Steven?
I am speaking. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hold on for a second, Steven. So we're going to get to you in a second. What do we got? 1 minute, 30 seconds?
Yeah.
I don't want to give you too much time. You might bring up Beyonce, but hey, we're about to get ready to, continue with our show. Again, if you need some designs, contact Brenda at Club 50 to find out more about Ife Designs, and you can contact her on Facebook, Messenger and Facebook. Also go to ifedesigns@gmail.com. As always, around about 8 o'clock, we talk to the man of the hour, the man that scours the globe to find out every little tidbit he can for you for what's going on in theater while it's dark. If he can't find anything in Chicago, he'll go to Detroit, Milwaukee, New York, London. He'll go all around the world trying to find information for you so he can share and let you know what you can do with this new normal that we're having in the United States.
I heard he went to Broadway.
He went to Broadway. You know, I mean, he just goes everywhere. Contacts people, will drive them nuts just to get some information. I need to know something about what's going on. And Stephen is our man. He's been able to get a lot of information for us during this time. And that's why we call it the Best in Theater with Stephen Best. Stephen, how you doing, man?
I am wonderful. Good evening, my friends. How are you doing?
I am doing great. So we try to get some of the pictures up. Hopefully LP can get them up. But what do you have for us in the world of theater?
Well, breaking news as of today. I'm going to start in the Windy City. Teatro Zinzanni is going to return this summer in Chicago on July 8th. This is going to be the first show to return to the Chicago Theater District in over a year, and it will play on the 14th floor of the Cambria Hotel. It is Teatro Zinzanni, a performance, art, and comedic show starring Frank Ferretti. It's a blend of acrobatics, comedians, and musicians. It's also you also get dinner. So for your ticket, it is a meal and a fantastic show. They have said that they have enhanced the air handling and filtration system in the Cambria Hotel. And this summer, this is the first show that's going to return to the Windy City, right downtown in the Chicago Theater District. So tickets were available as of today. So Teatro Zinzanni is the first of many shows that will be coming to the Windy City. And while we are talking about shows, it is Broadway, Broadway, Broadway. My inbox has been exploding today with opening dates. The big three on Broadway right now, and this is all, these next dates are all in New York City. Hamilton, The Lion King, and Wicked are the three best-selling and best-attended shows since they've opened. Hamilton's been running 6 years. Wicked was running 17 years, and The Lion King has been running 23 years. Combined, all three of these musicals have been performed in front of 176 million audience members. That's just these three shows worldwide. They are going to follow New York State and CDC guidelines, and these will be the first three shows to open this September on Broadway. Again, Hamilton, as everyone knows, the Tony and Grammy Award winner. Lion King, 6 Tony Awards, an Olivier Award, and Wicked, the 5th longest running show in Broadway history, also a Grammy and a Tony winner. So all three of these shows will be the first shows to return on Broadway. All the rest of these are all Broadway dates. The Michael Jackson musical, they have now pushed it back. It will open in February of 2022. It is called MJ. The previews will start this December, just in time for the holidays, the official opening at the Neil Simon Theater. And this is going to focus primarily on Michael Jackson preparing for his final tour. But again, this musical is called MJ. It's been pushed back to February. The producers of Aladdin, which played here in Chicago, have said it will return on Broadway September 28th. The two new musicals, there were 3 new musicals that opened this year that garnered all the Tony Award attention. That's Jagged Little Pill, Tina, the Tina Turner musical, and the Moulin Rouge. Well, Jagged Little Pill is going to be back in October, on October 21st. Tina, the Tina Turner musical, will be back October 8th. Ain't Too Proud, the Temptations musical, will be back October 16th. And new musical Company, starring multiple Tony Award winner, Patti LuPone, is going to have its official opening now in January of 2022. Come From Away, which we saw and loved, will be back September 21st. And it will be back September. Here's this for some numerology. It will be back September 21st, and on September 21st, it will be playing its 1,251st performance.
Wow.
How's that for a mouthful?
Yeah.
The new musical Mrs. Doubtfire will be back October 21st. In previews, the official opening is December 5th, just in time for the holiday audience. And our girls in the musical Six, all Chicago talent, including Brittany Mack, Samantha Pauly, Abby Mueller, and more. Six is moving into the Brooks Atkinson Theater September 17th. The official opening will be October 3rd. And then lastly, the Phantom of the Opera, which is now in its 33rd year. It is truly the longest running show currently operating on Broadway. We'll be back October 22nd is their reopening date. And again, a fun fact about Phantom of the Opera, it is the largest single creator of income and jobs on Broadway and in the American theater history. Housing and employing over 400 actors in its 3 decades run on Broadway. So Phantom of the Opera is a big gem in Broadway's crown, and that will be back October 22nd. Still no word from the new Moulin Rouge, still no word from Dear Evan Hansen, but I am sure that we will get dates on those shortly. And I know, Rick, that you are a big fan of the Harry Potter. That play is coming back, but it's not going to come back until 2022. So that will not be one of the shows in the first round opening on Broadway. But September, October, November, December, the big rollout as Broadway, the billion-dollar industry, slowly starts to come back.
Yeah, I mean, some of those.
And now switching. Go ahead.
Some of those shows like that, Harry Potter and Moulin Rouge, they're big productions, and so they may need a little bit more time with it. And I mean, I definitely want to go. And I was just gonna say we need to set up a date when we find out for Moulin Rouge. I definitely want to go to New York and go see that. We gotta get out there somehow. Save up our pennies or something. We gotta get out there to see that because I want to see it on the Broadway.
It really is spectacular, and I was lucky enough. I did actually get to see it in New York. There is absolutely no way that they would be able to duplicate what they have done in that theater with a national tour. So, yes, I know you and I have talked about it multiple times. It's worth the money. I know 2 summers ago, it was the hottest ticket on Broadway. The leading lady has subsequently left the ensemble. She will not be returning, and they have the producers have not announced who her replacement will be yet. But I mean, just visually, what they have done at that theater is just going to take your breath away. I'm so excited for the 2 of you to see it. Yeah. And now, not to take anything away from the national tour, the national tour will be here next February here in Chicago for, I believe, a 6-week run. And I am anxious to see it here in Chicago as much as I was anxious to see it in New York.
Yeah. I mean,
now we're going to switch gears.
We got to take LP production with us, so.
We do?
Yeah.
Oh, of course you do. I really, I mean, I'm telling you, I really think he's going to be impressed.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Stephen.
Oh no, that's okay. Switching gears, we're switching from Broadway to the world of rock and roll. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame fan voting has just closed, and who was the number 1 pick? Who do the fans of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame want inducted more than anyone else? It is the rock goddess herself, Miss Tina Turner.
Oh.
Now, this is the fan vote. So that does not guarantee a spot. But of this year's nominees, Tina Turner took more fan votes than any other artist. Coming in second was Fela Kuti, and third, My Girls the Go-Go's. Fourth was the rockers Iron Maiden, and fifth, the alternative rockers, the Foo Fighters. And again, there is no guarantee that if you win the fan vote that you get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but the fan votes do give 1 additional vote to that particular artist. And I mean, you can't think of Tina Turner and not think of rock and roll. Right. So I can't fathom that she won't be inducted. But Tina Turner pulled out the win in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame fan vote. And then 2 more things really quick.
Brenda
I know Brenda and I were texting.
Brenda wanted to say something real quick. She doesn't know how to jump in.
I don't. Smitty had wrote, who won? Shaka Khan? Is this the same thing? Did she win, or did Tina Turner just get the fan votes?
Here is the thing. The fan vote runs differently than the actual honor. Shaka Khan did not even place in the top 5 for the
Okay.
fan vote, and the actual Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees won't be announced for another month and a half. And I promise you, I will be on. I know Smitty follows me on Facebook as well. I promise you, when the top picks are selected, I will absolutely be posting about that on social media, and we will be discussing that on this road. But unfortunately, this year, Shaka Khan did not even place in the top 5 on the fan vote.
Cool.
I'm a huge Shaka Khan fan. I would love for her to be inducted this round, but I think Tina Turner is. I think Tina Turner is going to.
She gonna take
it's
it.
just a,
I think Tina Turner is going to pull it out.
Yeah.
It is unfortunate with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It is predominantly a male and predominantly a white male awarded organization.
yeah.
So this year, I think there's 4 female artists of color: Tina Turner, Mary J. Blige, Shaka Khan. Oh my gosh! And I think the 4th is Dionne Warwick.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to pick all 4. I think
Yeah.
Tina Turner is going to cancel the other 3 ladies
It's
out.
like a sacrilege if they don't have Tina Turner in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
But Tina, you just
I
see
mean-
rock and roll.
Yeah, I mean, that's just that's like you got to have Chuck Berry and Tina Turner. I mean, come on.
Right? Come on!
Mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah, you definitely got to. All right, Stephen, what else you got for us?
2 more things on the art scene, and I know Brenda and I were texting about this. It is confirmed the Art Institute is going to have the official Obama portraits this summer.
Okay.
So for those who were worried that they would not be that exhibit would not be showing this summer, the Obama portraits of Barack and Michelle will both be running at the Art Institute this summer, June 18th through August 15th. Again, tickets will be available online. My recommendation is to book your ticket online instead of just going to the Art Institute and waiting in line, because I think this is going to be a very big draw. And then lastly, since you joked about this so eloquently, Rick, my new segment, which will be called This Week in Beyonce News, just announced the Black American Music Association and the Georgia Entertainment Caucus have announced the inaugural class of the Black Music and Entertainment Walk of Fame. There were 38 people that they were considering. There are 12 people who they have selected to be the original inductees, and those 12 people include Beyonce, James Brown, Otis Redding. These are in no order whatsoever, but of course I had to say Beyonce first. So Beyonce, James Brown, Otis Redding, Stevie Wonder, Quincy Jones, Michael Jackson, Missy Elliott, Usher, gospel performers Shirley Caesar and Kirk Franklin, Outkast, and Sean P. Diddy Combs. So those are the 12 first inductees. The Black Music and Entertainment Walk of Fame will be in Atlanta, and the ceremony will be this summer, June 17th.
I mean, they just left out so many superstars that should have been ahead of some of those people. I didn't hear Marvin Gaye. I didn't hear Smokey Robinson. Did you say Stevie Wonder?
I did say Stevie Wonder, yes.
Yeah,
And I'm also surprised that I'm also truthfully stunned that Diana Ross is not among these 12 inductees. But again, this is the first year they were doing it, so I'm sure that all of the people that we have said and more will be following suit in subsequent years. But just to get under your skin, Beyonce is one of the 12.
Yeah, I mean, she's a great entertainer, but I just can't see if you're going to start something off. I mean, you can go back to some performers, African American performers, that will just knock your socks off. That should be ahead of Beyonce, and I think they're just trying to do, different, different groups, decades of groups or something like that.
But you need to pay homage to the past like that. Like you said, so many people are so good at what they've done before, and it's like they should have been nominated a long time ago. And I know another shout out was for Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Right.
It's
and again, you don't have Tina Turner in there. When you're talking about that, you don't have Aretha Franklin in there. I mean, come on.
Didn't she make it to the Hall of Fame?
We're talking about something different. He's talking about something different here. What was this thing again? Talking about in New York, the Walk of Fame?
Now this is something new. It is
Yeah.
from the Black Music and Entertainment Walk of Fame, and this is sponsored by the Black American Music Association and Georgia Entertainment Caucus.
Yeah.
So this is the first year they are doing this. 38 names they said that they were picking from. These are the 12 that they have selected. And I mean, I'm not going to lie. Aretha Franklin's name not being on here, I think, is a huge mistake. Diana Ross not being on here is a huge mistake. But I think that they have selected, as you just said, multiple generations and names that that are iconic within the industry, yes, but that are also going to bring a lot of attention for when this inaugural Walk of Fame is actually displayed to the public. I think that Beyonce will bring younger attention to this. Not saying that Aretha Franklin is not deserving, but I think that this is this organization's way of trying to get as many eyes on this concept as possible. And I think all of those names will be awarded. You know, Gladys Knight is not on here. Come on. I think all of these names will be awarded. Patti LaBelle's not on here.
So let me just say something. Let me just say this, Stephen.
Yeah.
I just got a news report that they were saying that Beyonce was put on the list because of the amount of money that she provided for the new Walk of Fame. So that's why she's on there.
Now I do know that for the existing Hollywood Walk of Fame, the celebrities who are on it now do pay for that privilege. This is how people no offense, Kaylee Cuoco from The Big Bang Theory has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Nobody is tuning into The Big Bang Theory for Kaylee Cuoco. So
I have to disagree with that. You know how many young Caucasian boys that was looking at The Big Bang Theory just because of her? I mean, I don't think she should be any kind of Walk of Fame or anything like that, but they were there just for her. You know, that was just Nerd City. And I like Big Bang. It was funny to me.
Until little, what's his name came out. They went bye-bye.
Little Sheldon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but hey, Stephen, you got anything else for us? We digress.
No, that's it for this week. I concluded with this week in Beyonce news.
Yeah, okay. All right, Stephen. Again, we got to get together with each other since you've gotten your second shots. Everything went okay with that. You're vaccinated free. We got to get together with each other so we can spend some time celebrating and just getting to see each other again.
I think so too, and I'll be honest. It may be the Obama portraits where we see each other face to face, because I know Brenda is equally as excited to see that exhibit as I am. But yes, we absolutely need to see one another face to face. And let's face it, I mean, oh gosh, I don't have my notes in front of me. Teatro Zanzani, I mean, that is opening July 8th to the public, and I'm sure that the press opening would be a week or two after the official opening.
Yeah, but in
because
the Chicago
the media to talk about it as well.
Chicago theater don't give out a lot of press reviews, though. You know, do they?
Oh, you know what? This one is around the corner from the Chicago Theater. This actually falls under the blanket umbrella of Broadway in Chicago.
Okay.
And I do know that you two are on the Broadway in Chicago invite list.
Yeah.
So yeah, just keep an eye out. A press release came out about 9:30 this morning, giving the full details of this show coming back. It wasn't an official press invite, but just letting us know. I mean, Chicago is 100% committed to their arts program the way that New York is to Broadway. So they are, I mean, this is a very high-profile show that is returning to Chicago before shows are opening on Broadway. So this is a very big deal. I do have to say, I mean, it's a technicality. This show is under the umbrella of Broadway in Chicago, but being that it is independently produced, it doesn't fall under all of the same rules and regulations and contract negotiations that the big touring Broadway tours need to. So I think that's why they're able to get this one up and going a little quicker than the other Broadway and Chicago theaters are able to get tours in. And let's face it, I mean, the only tour that has been announced so far in the United States is Wicked's national tour. Now, I'm sure that will change in the next week or two, particularly today with all of these Broadway shows announcing opening dates. But as of right now, there's only one national tour that is up and running and scheduled to resume in August, and that is Wicked the musical.
All right.
So
we got to get out of here.
So we will see.
All right.
Oh, no problem.
All
Talk
right.
to you guys later.
All right, Stephen. We'll talk to you later. All
Bye
right,
for
so
now.
everybody, once again, the Stephen Best and the Best of Theater comes on every Tuesday. Let me take these headphones off. Comes on every Tuesday at 8 p.m. To talk about things that are happening in the world of theater. And I need to start looking at my Let's Play emails again because they're starting to send out some notifications to see plays. And I'm missing a couple of things, so we got to start looking at that again.
We have 10 minutes.
We got 10 minutes. So, Miss Brenda, what you do with the relationship letter?
Okay, relationship now. Dear LSTT, my boyfriend read a post on Facebook and shared it with me. A guy decided not to marry his fiancee because she had gained a multitude of weight. The post didn't state what caused the weight gain. However, it did state that her fiancé was a very shallow, self-centered man. My guy, who I have been dating for 5 months, looked at me and said, I don't have to ever worry about that with you because you know I don't like big women. Everything that I liked about him went away instantly in that moment. LSTT, is this a healthy relationship to be in if you can't live up to your partner's weight requirements? Sincerely, are you for real? What you think, Greg?
Oh Lord, that's like one of those catch questions that a man should never respond.
Wait a minute, look, Philip like,
I'm like, oh my God.
I don't have enough context to respond to this relationship letter.
Yeah. So she's upset because he made the statement of a preference that he doesn't like big women. Is that
kind of, yeah. She was making the statement because he was reading off what he read on Facebook, and he shocked her by saying that.
so? I'm gonna let you respond to this first. What do you got to say?
You have to know the issues why she gained the weight. Maybe she going through something. Maybe she have health issues and she couldn't help but to gain weight. She might lose it later. Maybe she going to menopause.
But
I don't
he's
know.
saying- he's telling
his
girl,
girlfriend.
you don't have to worry about that because you know I don't like big women. So obviously she's not big as he's describing this other person. And he's I mean, I can understand he's like putting pressure on her. Like, if you get big, you know I don't like that. I mean, but
Okay, you really want better? You should probably be like, who the bleep bleep beep 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 are you?
But,
I mean, to say that to somebody.
Let's be real. I mean, he has a preference, and he doesn't want big women.
Yeah,
If
but
that's
to
something
tell her that,
but he
it's
ain't
like-
telling. He's telling her that she don't have to worry about him with that because he don't like big women. If that's something that he doesn't like, and she doesn't like that he says that, then maybe you all two shouldn't be together with each other.
That's what she asked about.
I don't think that the guy should be penalized for saying what he don't like. I don't like certain things either. You know, I don't like fish. You know, I don't eat seafood. Am I supposed to be penalized because I don't like that? Because there's a preference of what he wants from a woman. There's a preference that everybody has for a man and a woman.
True.
Some women don't like short guys. Should she be condemned because she said that? So I don't think that he should be condemned for saying that. Now, if he would have said to her, "You're fat and you know I don't like that in a woman," then that is kind of discouraging to her. But in a roundabout sort of way, he could have done a better job at this. It's just big and say, you know that's something I don't like, so you don't have to worry about it. He's also saying that if it's something I like, you got something to worry about. So it kind of, you know, a catch-22 there. I think that if this is something that troubles you, then yeah, you need to look at the relationship and talk to him and let him know that this is kind of troubling to me that you would say that, because if something happens, if I get big, it may seem like you're going to leave me.